I'm doing all right, man. Been a crazy year. Been a crazy year in my life. Um, I needed something positive, so I decided to sign up for a fight. Towards the end of the year, I was trying to get on the September 28th card. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. Um, I told Mike if I ever decided to fight one more time, I would step foot in the Art of War cage. I've stepped foot in a couple other organizations' cages. All I much respect to them, but I felt like I owed this to Mike and Deb, to at least one time. So I did.
Well, listen, even though you haven't gotten in the cage in a long time, you still have been very active in the community, the mixed martial arts community. You never stop training. Tell me some of the guys, who are your go-to guys, who are your mentors if you do have questions or you really need, some good information.
My biggest mentor in all of this, like the whole sport of MMA, is someone who actually started just a little bit before I did, and that's Matt Netterville. Matt Matt is like is a brother to me. I mean, he's one of my closest friends. I got asked by another organization to take a fight as as basically as like a neighborhood joke to try it out. And I took the fight on 34 days. Well, I called Matt first and said, "Yo, what do you think about taking a fight?" And he was like, "Do it." I was like, "All right, fuck it." So we tried it, and we had a highlight reel finish. And I just put all my trust in him to get me ready. And he didn't really know shit about the sport. We literally learned on the fly, me and him. Like he would make shit up, and we would just go with it. And that's how I started. And then, this sport, just opened doors for me. I was training underneath, Justin Flores, the Olympic judo guy, who's actually Ronda Rousey's judo coach now. They're cousins. Uh, then I ended up leaving, and signed up in another gym, and I met James Booth, who was literally he became family, and James is the one who really opened the door for me to where I'm at now with all the people that I've met. Where I'm at now is all because of James Booth. He opened that door to the Gracie family. I get the likes of my little brother Sean Brady, fucking Paul Felder, Jonathan Webb. Um, God, I could go on forever. Pat Sabatini, Daniel Gracie, Mike Wilcox. Just that's just to name a few. That I get to go. Zoo Anwanyu, who's a great friend of mine. Everybody loves Zoo. So I mean that's where I'm at with it.
Now, listen, Justin, you had you're fighting at heavyweight and you had gotten pretty big. So you're in the middle of a weight cut. Are you, are you kind of like using this too to just help to keep yourself back in shape and using it for motivation, not just to get in the cage, but basically for yourself and your health? Because you have a lot of young children that, you need to be around for. Did you look at it at that way too, as far as not just taking a fight, but taking care of yourself?
Yeah. So not for nothing. I got super heavy, and there's a reason for it. I lost somebody very important to me. And I started to feel sorry for myself. And what I did, I started drinking all crazy. What comes with drinking comes with eating. I started eating all nuts in the beginning of the year. I mean, the person who I was in January would never believe who I would be now in December. Um, it took me a couple months to go through my hell. I walked through my hell. Once you walk through your hell, there's nothing that you can't do. Once you survive your hell, you're good. I got out of my hell. I stopped feeling sorry for myself. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to dedicate myself to myself, get myself back together. And that's more or less why I took this fight. And, not for nothing, I got to give a lot of appreciation, to my opponent for stepping up, because he gave me the motivation to do this. And, without him, I don't know how much I would have took this, how serious I would have took this. So for him, I appreciate him, we're going to have some fun Friday night, me and him. I wish him nothing but the best in his career, and hopefully I get to call one of his fights. You know what I mean? Afterwards, all respect to the kid.
Well, listen, I know that, you've had a lot of support up to this part. Give some shout outs or to some love to your sponsors and, whoever else you want to say thank you to who has been, been there for you.
Uh, my children, without my kids, I ain't nothing, man. My children are are my foundation. All 6 of my boys, they have a different piece of my life of what they mean to me. I found my strength in my kids through my situation that I faced. You know, Coming next year, I have another situation that I have to deal with. And not nothing I want to talk about. I'm pretty sure you know what's going on, but it's just something that I have to face. And my past caught up to me on a few things, and I just have to face it, and I'm going to. But not for nothing, it's weird how you meet people. I got to give a shout out to my buddy, a friend of mine, Danny Dimes. I just became really good friends with him not too long ago, and he's kept me in check. My brother, Big Matt, Tommy, our head of security, my brother, my you know my teammates. A lot of them. Who really checked in on me a lot during my situation was Sean Brady. Sean was always sending me text messages and phone calls to make sure I was all right. And that shit goes a long way, man. When someone generally shows concern about you, that shit goes far. You do, Bob. You, your wife, Mike, and Deb. You guys all been there for me. Giving me support, an ear to listen to. Shit like that. That shit goes a long way, man. You don't realize it, but it does. That shit goes far.
Give your sponsors some love before we roll. I know you've got some people backing you up because you're so well liked in the community. So give them some love.
Let me give a shout out. And first of all, let me give a good luck and a shout out to my junior fighting Indians as we go to play for the national championship this weekend in Canton, Ohio. Okay? Them boys are amazing. Great coaching staff, great kids, great parenting, everything. That's my first and foremost. Second of all, Kensington High School football, one of my top sponsors. Always love my Tigers. I was one of the foundation, builders for that football program, and they always show love back. Uh, Worldwide Restoration, Priority Restoration, Phoenix Public Adjustment, Al Jr.'s Auto Body, Auto Services Collision, Lawrence Heating and Air, Animal Flight Gear, Talk of Sarcasm podcast. They show love. Joey O from the Port Richmond Fresh Works always is first to come out of pocket for anything for me, no matter what I ask him for. That dude plays a major part in my community too. I want to give him a huge shout out. Joey always gives back, man. My MMA news always showing love. My man Bloodbath, there he is.
Oh, listen, you've shown me nothing but loyalty and love since we've been hooked up, man. And I love you to death. It's going to be hard for me to be neutral calling that fight from cage side, but you know how it goes. I'm going to be looking forward to seeing you in the center right there, brother.
Look, man, listen. It's all love. It's a sport, bro. It's a sport, so you have to. We can't be biased. I know you want me to win. I know you want me to win.
All right, brother. Right. Good luck with the final.
If he hits me with anything good, you better not say anything crazy about me, Bob.
Listen, good luck this final weight cuts, and I'll see you with the weigh-ins, my brother. Have a good one.
Hold on, one more shout out. I got to give a shout out to my man Sammy Oropeza. Him too. Sammy's always checking in on me, always making sure I'm good. I had to show him some love. I forgot to. I apologize.
He's so important to the MMA community regionally over here, and always showing love. Definitely, Sammy is the man.
Yep.
All right, brother.
All right, brother. Thank you. I'll see you at the weigh-ins.
My pleasure.